come out to me, please? Sure. Yes. Is it just you and the wife?
Yeah.
Come on, please, for me.
Both of us?
Both of them. Yep.
I'm an automotive journalist.
Okay.
So I'm the director of content and product for thedrive.com. I got to tell you this at first. How come I'm getting
the reason you have 4 cops here is because your license plate is registered as stolen license plates in our system.
Are you serious?
What started as a normal test drive for an automotive journalist clearly went south after security technology company Flock Safety's AI cameras wrongfully tagged his vehicle plates as stolen, sending 4 cops after him. Spoiler alert, that Range Rover he was test driving was absolutely not stolen. In fact, take a look at your screen. The plate reading by artificial intelligence was incorrect. You can see the real stolen plate on your screen. Flock Safety cut that down, matched it to the wrong car. Minor differences, sure, but hey, important. Fortunately, the situation was resolved, but the outcome, boy, that's still highly alarming. Many are asking if these AI-powered license plate readers can be trusted. And to share his side of the story, I'm really excited to talk to the man behind the wheel, Joel Fetter, Director of Content and Product at The Drive. Joel, that's scary. Anytime you see those lights behind you, your heart skips a beat, you get a little nervous. What was going through your mind during that stop? Did you have any idea why you were being pulled over?
Hey, thanks for having me. And no, legitimately, I turned to my wife and I was like, I wasn't even speeding this time. Like, I didn't know why we had 4 cops surrounding us and at Kohl's, of all places, to return an Amazon package. It was quite a Sunday.
That sounds pretty bizarre. Flock Safety, of course, I mentioned that's the company, has had multiple issues with its AI license plate readers, backlash on data sharing. What do you hope happens next in this scenario? Have you talked to Flock at all with your reporting?
Absolutely. So we've done a couple reports now. I did the initial story of what, and then since then, I've now talked to the chief of police in Plymouth. I've talked to Flock Safety's chief communications officer. I've also talked to the LAPD. And what it seems there's multiple issues here. Human error in multiple stages of the issue, and then also Flock's system itself. So human error, they entered the plate into the system incorrectly. They entered it as only 34 DTM. That then entered into the National Criminal Center Information Database, which is what Flock and all the other automatic license plate readers, such as Leonardo and Axon, suck into their system. So they were fed bad data from a human. The center one is what actually got fed into the system. And then it found my plate, which was 3410 DTM, but it read 34 DTM. It said, go find 34 DTM. And it did technically find 34 DTM. It just so happened there was also a 10 there, which meant it wasn't the exact plate. And so and then Plymouth Police entered the plate as 34 DTM in the system, and they said, oh, it's stolen. And that also was an issue. So I've talked to Flock and I said, why can't you guys have your plate read 34 DTM after being asked to read 34 DTM? Why couldn't you send it to the police and say, by the way, there's a 10 on there? Because the photo from Flock had a 10. I saw the photo. The police showed me the photo in their app. And so I said, why can't you send the 10 as well? They said current system limitations of what the police are asking for. So by the time I'd already talked to Flock, they already talked to the FBI, who manages the National Criminal Center Information Database. So they've already talked to the parties involved to say, we send more data. When we read more data on a plate to the police that are getting the data, I suggested, why don't you highlight the 10 around in my plate? Say, we found 34 DTM like you asked us to, but oh, by the way, there's more information here you need to look for. So there's human error, and it got fed into the system. The system saw it, but it found what it was asked to find, and then it sent it to the police, who, whether they looked at the photo too quickly, they didn't understand the plate formatting, for whatever reason, they typed in the missed plate. And then they thought I had Grand Theft Auto. They thought it was Grand Theft Auto.
This is not reassuring at all, especially with these AI readers really being spread across the country. We saw a bit of your interaction with police. Was this resolved quickly? Was this something they'd ever seen before? What did police tell you?
So we were together for just over an hour. I think that the tense situation was over within a few minutes. I think once they realized that I wasn't stealing a $155,000 Range Rover, I was just a Cole to drop off an Amazon box. And once I proved who I was and I was who I said I was, then it became a confusion issue of like, well, why is this rover supposedly stolen? You said it's not stolen. We need to figure out why it's not stolen. And also it's a one-way pipe. Like, these systems are antiquated. The police in Plymouth couldn't update the system. So they couldn't alert any other systems within the area for other suburbs. They can't fix the National Criminal Center Information Database. Police officers in LA that did this could fix it. It's crazy.
It's crazy. How do you think Flock should be held accountable? This is a huge problem.
I think, and I think so. Flock reads 20 billion plates a month, and they have a 99, according to them, percent accuracy. But 1% of 20 billion is like 200 million. That's a lot of misreads every month.
Yeah.
Mine was not a misread. Mine was simply, it found what it was asked to find, and it was asked to find something that was incomplete, unfortunately. But for the other 1%, I was just one of 2 millions last month that had this issue. I think that they need better guardrails, just like any other LLM, whether it's Claude, whether it's ChatGPT. We need guardrails. We need systems in place that if you're getting a misread, who's held accountable? And also, if you're reading stuff and you get more on that plate, like my situation, you're informing. We need to use the technology to enhance, not make more errors.
Joel, before I let you go, how was the Range Rover? Did you like the car?
Up until the police surrounded me, it was lovely.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.